recording to the cloud.
Okay, I got two recording devices going here, just in case.
Good evening, everybody. It is Monday, March 9th at 7:01 p.m. and this meeting of the Wellington Sustainability and Energy Committee will come to order. Sorry, I'm on two meetings at once here. Because I have to be on two meetings at once, I've got to turn this meeting over to Don Berg. Don, I don't know if there's a way that I can make you an admin of this meeting. Let me see if there's a make host. Okay, I'm turning you into the host, Don, so that you're in control. When people want to come in, you'll have to admit them.
Somewhere. Okay.
Okay, it pops up. There's a pop-up that says someone's waiting and it says admit.
Okay.
So, okay. So if you guys could go ahead with that, I'm going to jump back onto the Board of Selectmen, and then I'll be back as soon as I can.
Can you give me your cell phone number, John?
Sure, of course. 508.
Since Nancy is using my cell phone to watch the game, go ahead.
Okay. It's 508-241-3274.
2413274. Area code 860?
Nope, 508.
You did say 508. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just in case I need to call you for something.
Yep.
I probably use my landline.
Okay, I have my phone with me. After I'm done with the BOS, I have to go pick up Jen. She's at the Board of Assessment Appeals meeting at Town Hall tonight. We just wrapped up, so
okay.
Pick her up when once we're done with BOS, and then I'll be back on this meeting. I don't yet see Katie Meter or our other two committee members. I hope those guys show up for you.
And I don't have a way to get Bill's phone number except out of my phone,
I've got both numbers if you want them.
Yep, I'll take them.
Oh, Bill says he may not be able to make it tonight, but I'll give you his number anyhow. 860. This is Bill Luchon. 208-3669.
Now, is that Luchon or is that Bunnell?
That's Luchon. And he did send me a message at 6:30 after I was on the board.
Okay.
Selectmen. And then Bill Bunnell is 860-428-8984.
8984, and he may not be able to make it, so he probably doesn't need a reminder.
It's Luchon that may not be able to make it, but you might want to try him anyhow just to see if he can.
Okay.
Technically speaking, there's a quorum, even though I'm not really here. I'm here. If we have to take any votes, just wave at me or call me.
I probably won't take any votes because I don't know as secretary whether I have authority to do that since we don't have bylaws.
Well, I guess I'm naming you chair for the meeting tonight. So, you've got all the authority of the chair at this point.
Okay.
All right. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay. Okay, I see Kathy Demers and Matt are both muted. Actually, Kathy's unmuted. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Don.
Hi. And then we got Zoom 2, which is probably that's John. Okay, so and Matt is muted. If I click on it, it doesn't unmute him. Bunnell is in the waiting room. That's good. Okay. There's two of us here in theory. Now I admitted them, but I don't see where they're getting admitted. So that's.
I see that William is here, William Bunnell.
Hi, Bill.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy. Guess I'll give Luchon a call and see if he can make it. He left a note that he may not be able to. 860-208-3669. Hey, Bill, Don Berg. John said you may not be able to make the meeting tonight. I'm just confirming that's true or not true. Um, well, it probably would help to have a quorum. John is, he's trying to do 2 meetings and I'm not sure he's really here, so. it-
Gotcha. Okay.
They,
Calling.
okay, all right. Thanks. Okay, sorry everyone for the confusion. I see Bill and I are here and Matt and Bob are here and I'm not sure who they are. Kathy is here. She's muted for right now. And I guess I could say that John is here. But he's otherwise trying to attend 2 meetings at the same time. And Bill Lucian is going to try to phone into the meeting. So John called the meeting to order at 7:01. Bill is here. Admit yes. I'm not sure how. Keep on clicking yes, but I hope it works. Anyhow, so we'll call the meeting to order. I'm not sure who else wants to get to streaming the UConn women's game. I, as one, would like to watch it before it becomes a blowout, but I'm not sure the others. And Katie Meter from Sustainable CT will hopefully be here in a little bit as well. And Kathy Demers, I believe, wanted to speak. So I'm not sure if Kathy is on the agenda. If not, we'll have to add her. So the first thing on the agenda was determine the quorum status. We have 3 people here from the board as well as a 4th in John. So we have a quorum. Do we have anybody present to speak?
Don, I just wanted to let you know the reason that I'm here tonight is to listen to the presentation by your speaker from CT Sustainable. So,
Okay, Katie Meter. Okay.
yep.
Well, if she shows up, I will introduce her. But right now, she's not here for the first item. So we will
So yeah, Matt Clark here. I also am here to listen to Sustainable CT and understand what John Tian had indicated there's impacts to economic development. So I just wanted to hear that kind of thing. So
yeah, and I wish John was here full time as opposed to trying to split himself between 2 meetings tonight, so he could speak better to that.
I just rejoined the meeting, guys. I see that Katie Meter hasn't joined yet.
Correct.
I sent her an email with a link, and I should have probably sent her a reminder late last week, but I didn't. But email now. Hopefully she'll join.
Okay.
shortly.
Okay.
So
So
jumping off again.
yep. Okay. Under old business, Katie Meter, and we're going to postpone that. If we need to bring it back into the agenda, we'll take a vote and modify the agenda.
Hey, Don.
Yes.
I have something that I wanted to tell you folks about. It's something that we learned about at our last PCC meeting, but I'm not sure where you'd like to fit that in.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that Bill Bennell be added to the agenda under, well, that's under new business, so let's put that off for a bit. Okay. Discuss the financials of the Wellington being classified as a distressed municipality, which is item B, as designated by the Connecticut Department of Economic and Community Development. I can't speak a whole lot to the financial advantages, other than it certainly provides some, and I was hoping John could address it more. Is there anybody else that can address that item, or should we just move on to the next one?
I'm sure it had something to do with the state funding of the school project.
Yep. And I know that it got us some well, if we get our PV done for Button Hill, I believe it adds some financial incentive to our solar array that we're planning out there. Okay. Since we don't have much discussion on that, we'll move on to C, discussion on status of providing information to townspeople about Connecticut's cheaper rebate program for new and used electric vehicles. On the agenda, I included a link for the present rebate values and price. I know Bill was looking into that at one point in time. I don't know if he made much progress on it or not to report to the board.
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report. Okay. And excuse me while I pretend to be chair and secretary. All this is being recorded, so that's good. Item D under old business, discuss status of revised letter from John to the board regarding fossil fuel installations at our town facilities. Kept on the agenda pending resolution, and John is not here right now, so we'll just move on from D. Which brings us into new business. I'd like to make a motion that Bill Bennell, and help me along with this, folks, be allowed to be put on the agenda.
Discuss a project that was presented at Planning and Zoning Commission last week.
I second.
I'm still next week, the last week. Okay, do we have any discussion on it? Hearing no discussion, I think we bring it to a vote. All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, motion passes. We're gonna move that, although we didn't really address that, move that to the first item under new business. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay. Last week, some gentlemen attended our meeting and wanted to kind of discover what the board's attitude would be towards business coming into town and locating a large scale, like a 1 megawatt solar field on farmland that would not be impinged by the installation, and that once the installation was utilized and removed, that the farmland would still be in its pristine form. So it made it sound, like it was a situation that could be useful to the town without being deleterious to the condition of the soils. And we said that we'd look into it and give them some feedback. But one of the questions that was raised in that meeting was what kind of a tax impact could that have for the town? And they didn't really have an answer for us, but I looked up, I just Googled, some commercial grade solar panels that appear to be like a 4x8 format and seem to go for around $1,000 to $2,000 a piece, and quickly arrived at the impression that if someone were to put in an acre of solar panels, that you could be looking at $1 million worth of hardware. If they were looking at a megawatt, which takes 5 to 7 acres, you could be looking at many millions of hardware. And it made me consider that this, if it went through, if it was workable, this could be a pretty big tax driver for the town. So it's very much in the, just discovery phase. But I thought it was a very interesting understanding to have of what solar could do for the town, and without necessarily causing damage to existing properties. That's it.
Okay. Yep. Interesting. I mean, it shouldn't impact the schools or a lot of other town services. So That's interesting. I mean, residential is tax-free. I imagine, I don't know what commercial is. Okay. Item A under new business, which will probably in my minutes be item B. So we'll start with A and discuss if any further progress has been made about monitoring the kilowatt usage of electrical heaters at the pump house. Kept on the agenda pending resolution. I did get some demand information from Eversource. We had been given demand information by the town for about 6 months worth of bills. And the report I got from Eversource was, I believe, about 2 years worth of demand information. Demand being for commercial projects that require a lot of electricity over a 15 or 30-minute period. Our pump house there for the water system at Button Hill runs about 3 to 4 units of demand during the summer and about 17 units of demand during the winter. And I believe I figured about $20 a unit of demand each month. So it goes up for 14 units of demand times $20, about $280. It adds to the bill during those winter months. And that is possibly caused by the resistive heaters in the pump house. We can't think of anything else that would cause it offhand. Unfortunately, Eversource did not have something nice like 15 or 30-minute increments for a period of time, so we could watch it blip up and blip down and have a better guess as to what that demand was all about. But I think we will probably pick that up at a future meeting as to whether we make a recommendation to the town. I did some quick calculations, and it looks like if we did put in a heat pump, it may pay for itself in 2 to 3 years and then save the town after that, assuming that the blip in the demand numbers were caused by the resistive heaters. And I don't even know what temperature the resistive heaters are set at in the pump house. So that's all I can tell you about monitoring the kilowatt hour usage at this point in time. Anybody else want to enter into that discussion? Okay, item B on the agenda was discuss Town Conservation Commission's composting survey. Now that was in the agenda last month. The information is there if anybody is still interested and want to log in and look at it. It's about 6 questions. It's an interesting survey, but not that interesting. But does anybody have any comments on the Talon County Conservation Commission's composting survey?
No.
Okay, moving along to item C. Discuss if we would like to be included in the Selectmen's webpage as a board in search of new members. I see Bill nodding yes.
Yes.
Bill Bennell. Bill Lucian, you have an opine?
No, I don't have an opinion on that. I think it's a good idea.
Okay, okay. So 2 positives. All right. Last item on the agenda under new business, discuss how we might best fix the website typos and the misnaming of this committee. As many of you are aware, we are officially the Willington Sustainability and, using an ampersand, Energy Committee. And when you go to the website, we're either Willington's Sustainable Committee or Sustainability Committee. And sometimes it doesn't say Willington in the front of it. So if you go to look for the agenda, it's under sustainability, not Willington Sustainability Energy Committee. And I think that's something I'd bring up when John is back on for the meeting. Does anybody have any thoughts on that? Boy, we're rocking and
Unfortunately,
rolling
no.
right through this. Okay. I apologize. I still don't have anybody waiting by the name of Katie Meter to enter the meeting, so granted, I've been looking down a lot, and I'm not familiar with running a meeting, so I don't see anything that says she's in a room waiting to get checked in. Nor do I see anything along the bottom other than one chat. Guest can post, got it, okay. Nothing there from Katie under chat. Okay. And then that's the end of our agenda. I apologize, Kathy, that Katie was not available to join us. Would anybody else like to add to the meeting, even though there's not a present to speak, but any of the agenda items above? Before we move on to approval of minutes, correspondence, and a motion to adjourn.
Don,
Yes.
could we have a discussion about a new item that doesn't appear on the agenda at some point?
Well, it's either now or never. So what's the item?
Well, we have this beautiful capped landfill, and it's a nice big area.
So you
I'm
want to
wondering
talk
if-
about the Kaplan landfill? I
Yeah.
make a motion that we add Bill's agenda item about the capped landfill to today's agenda. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay. Bill Lucian, second. Okay. Do we have any discussion? No discussion? All in favor? Aye.
I
I
Okay, it's unanimous. Okay, you can talk about the capital infill now, Bill.
Okay. I'm wondering if we could make like a kind of like a study project out of a concept that would allow us to utilize a large area. It's the capped landfill, and use that for the installation of solar panels that would give an option to provide a closed circuit power feed to the Public Works building. It's my understanding that there's very little available in the way of Northeast Eversource available power lines to accept new power sources. But I think we might be able to generate a goodly amount of power on a closed circuit basis for the transfer station and for the Public Works building.
Speak into your mic, Bill.
Okay, is it not coming through at all?
Well, you kind of faded a little bit, but you're back.
Okay, so it would be kind of like a study project that we could undertake and see just what we could, what kind of demand there would be for power first, and then number two, to see whether or not it's something that we could scale the project to provide on a sustainable or economical basis.
Okay. Okay. I think John may be able to enter into that conversation a little bit. I don't know how you really.
I think the first step would be to find out what kind of power usage they have there, because there's no point in making it if they don't use it. And I'm not sure exactly what their usage would be. I know it's a large building, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's got a great intensity of power usage. I'm not sure. If they don't have electric heaters, or if their lights aren't on, 18 hours a day, perhaps, excuse me, perhaps they don't have the need for it, but maybe that would be step one, to figure out what their load use is.
Okay, and we'll put it on the agenda to discuss it further next meeting.
Okay.
I know they have, if nothing else, they have one mini split for the office area.
Good.
So, and they probably got some resistive heaters somewhere, but that's just a guess. Worth a question to our Public Works foreman.
Yep, we could talk to Troy about that.
Roy, thank you very much. Okay. So that's the end of our regular agenda. Now we bring up the minutes from the last meeting. I wrote them, so I'm okay with them. It's just a question of Bill to respond after they take a look at those.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the last meeting of the Wellington Sustainable Energy Committee from February of.
That would have been
2026.
February 9.
I second.
Okay, Bill Rushon second. Any discussion? Okay. In that case, we'll put it to a vote. All in favor of the motion to approve the February 9 minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, unanimous. Okay, I checked correspondence a week ago, and we have yet to get one piece of correspondence during the existence of this board. So even though I haven't checked it for 2 weeks, it's likely there's nothing there. So I'm going to say no correspondence. Katie is not here yet, so I guess it's time for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, Bill Bennell make the first.
I second.
Okay, Bill Lushon second to adjourn. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
It is 7:26 p.m. and this March 9th meeting of the Wellington Sustainability and Energy Committee has adjourned.
Thanks for wearing 2 hats, Don.
You're welcome. I hope it worked out okay for everybody. I hope everybody can go catch their women's game, as may be the case. And I apologize that our agenda got truncated a bit. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Good night.
Good night.
Don, is the meeting over?
Meeting's over. Yes, I'm just gonna text you that, but I picked up the wrong phone and I was looking.
I think I can end recording. Let me see. Well, actually, when I started recording and then I turned it over to you, you should be able to end the recording now.
Okay, sure you want to stop the recording to the cloud?